Hey YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is specifically for the 40% of my audience that is not Italian. They're the people that come from all over the world that either are just interested in Italy, have a passion for Italy, or want to move to Italy. And so they want to know more about Italian culture and maybe Italian language. I don't think you guys should look to me for Italian language. I speak with a very heavy American accent and I make a lot of errors, so I'm not exactly the person to learn Italian from. They come to my channel to learn more about Italian culture and Italian people, which I think is great because that's part of the reason why I started talking about Italy was because I saw there was a void. When I was coming here, there really wasn't a lot of information on what I was doing because not very many American students decide to do their entire degree program in Italy. And so a lot of everything that I know, I learned it from just doing it. There was nobody on YouTube telling me about their experience or suggesting to do this or giving resources there to do that. Like, I just went in the dark. And so I made this channel to help people. And one of the questions that I've been getting a lot recently is if there are any resources that I would suggest to help learn Italian, whether it be movies or books or music or whatever. Of course, you can look up Italian movies and Italian songs, and they'll be in Italian, obviously, and that will help you. But if you're a normal person, you're not going to just learn Italian from hearing it. You have to actually study it. You got to know a little bit about the grammar. At first you obviously aren't going to be able to watch an Italian movie in Italian without subtitles. You gotta take these little steps. You watch an Italian movie first with English subtitles or your language subtitles, then you watch it with Italian subtitles, and then you watch it without any subtitles. You have to make these little steps. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of easy ways to find, for example, Italian movies with English subtitles. So it was always really hard to learn Italian, or not even learn Italian, but just to find the resources to supplement it. Like supplement what I was learning in class. In class I would learn the grammar, but it was really hard to ever use Italian because there aren't so many like actual Italians around Norwich, Connecticut, let alone in America. They're usually like Italo-Americans, which is different. There aren't as many resources online to learn Italian as there are to learn English. If an Italian learns English, 90% of YouTube is English, and I would say like 40% of those English videos even have subtitles. Soon this may not be the case anymore, but before, they could just go to the UK without a visa and live there and inundate themselves with the language. An American can't just come over to Italy. Not everybody can just come over to Italy. I'd say the best resource to learn Italian, learn about Italian culture, and like practice the language, practice listening to the language is YouTube. When I was first coming onto YouTube, there weren't so many people telling their experiences, which is exactly why I wanted to. I'd never seen a vlog of somebody living in Milan. Before I came to live in Milan, I had no idea what it would be like to live in Milan. I had no idea what Milan even looked like, aside from what I saw on Google Images or Google Street View. And so that's why I started making these videos. And it makes me so happy to see that 3 years on, there are actually lots of different Italian stories that you can find on YouTube. There are foreigners living in other cities, there are Italians living in Italy, there are Italians living abroad, and they're all talking about Italy. And I think it's so great because people can finally, if they want to, learn and get a more or less accurate view of Italy. Also love the fact that you can get so many different perspectives because, you know, I live in Milan, I live in the north, I went to a really prestigious school, I'm an American. My perspective and my opinion on things, as much as I try to be unbiased, my perspective and my opinions isn't the same as everybody else's because everybody else has a different experience. So I like that YouTube has made it in such a way that different people from different social classes, different areas of Italy, different backgrounds can all express their ideas about Italy, their experiences of Italy, and give the viewer a more circumspect experience. And the point of this video is I'm supposed to give you guys my favorite YouTube channels that I think will help you learn Italian language and Italian culture, right? So let's just get into that because I'm rambling. The first ones are for learning Italian, learning the actual language. And the first one that I have is Italy Made Easy. It's an Italian guy and he lives in Australia, I believe, and he teaches Italian to Australians, and he also has a YouTube channel where he has video lessons of the grammar. He's an Italian teacher, so it's very useful. It's a great way to start learning Italian.
So this is the final leg of our journey with the verb comprare, and we are working at getting you to speak Italian like a native speaker when you pronounce verbs.
Another one is Learn Italian with Lucrezia, which is the same kind of deal, except I believe that she actually lives in Italy, and she has a lot of really useful videos, again, explaining how to speak Italian. Like, she teaches you like an Italian teacher. If you don't have an Italian class at your school, these are two channels that you should be watching. They're Italians explaining their language to you, explaining the grammar to you in the most correct way, and it's great.
Ciao a tutti e bentornati nel mio canale. Nel video di oggi parliamo del congiuntivo.
Weilà Tom. Tom is an Italian-American, I believe, that lives in New York.
Uela raga, mamma mia quanto fa freddo qua al parco oggi. Comunque questo video, come il mio video precedente, inizierà in italiano e finirà in inglese.
And he also does videos explaining how he teaches English to Italians and Italians to English speakers. I remember that I finally understood congiuntivo thanks to him. Like, I had studied congiuntivo in America at high school. I studied it again at Italian university, but I really didn't understand it until I watched his video series on the congiuntivo. So great channel, great resource. He speaks English. Awesome. Is once you watch these videos, then I think you can start to watch there are a few Americans that actually speak Italian on YouTube, which is like me and Briller.
Ciao ragazzi, bentornati di nuovo in casa mia.
Briller, his actual name is Brian, and he lived in Italy for a while. He's from Colorado, and all of his videos are in in Italian. I've only heard him speak English, I think, in one video, and it was so weird to hear him actually speak English, but it was funny. All his videos are in Italian, and that's a great step up, because you will understand, if you're an American, you will understand an American speaking Italian easier than you will understand an Italian speaking Italian, because we would use the same sentence structure. We speak the way you would speak if you could speak Italian. And so it's a nice step in between, like, learning Italian and listening to an Italian speak Italian. That's why you guys say that you can understand me so well. It's because I speak in a very, like, American way. Then let's go to the actual Italians with Italian YouTube channels. First of all, my favorite YouTube channel in all of YouTube Italia is Breaking Italy.
Ciao Gentaglia, bentornati su Breaking Italy. Solo argomenti pesanti per noi questa settimana, parliamo del reato di tortura.
I like Breaking Italy because it's this guy from Sardinia and he talks about the news. This is useful because it's mostly news that you would have probably read in your American newspaper, your British newspaper, whatever. You would have read it in the news anyways, but then you get to hear it in Italian. And he speaks normally. He doesn't have like this thick accent, and he speaks at a normal speed. He's not slowing it down for you. If you heard an actual Italian speak Italian, it would be how he speaks it. And he's just enjoyable to watch because it's really funny, and he's got, like, sometimes he's like ironic and really entertaining. Seems like a nice guy, and I like his channel for that. I just think that he makes really quality videos, and it's a great resource for anybody that wants to, like, make the jump and start listening to actual Italian speak, because the way Italians speak is I mean, they speak Italian the way they're supposed to speak Italian, but it's a lot faster. They might use, like, modi di dire, like idioms that we wouldn't normally know. So if you can understand him, then you can now understand Italian. If you're not really interested into listening to somebody talk about the news in Italian, there are plenty of Italian YouTube channel themes. Like, there are beauty gurus, there are gossip channels, there are gamers, every type of YouTube channel you can think of, they have them in Italy. And so, like, maybe one beauty channel that I really like is Adriana Spink.
Ciao a tutti, oggi sono particolarmente felice perché finalmente è uscito il sole. Oggi fa caldo, ci sono 24 gradi e dopo tanti giorni di pioggia sono veramente contenta.
I like her because she speaks clearly, she speaks at a normal speed. I actually think she used to be an English teacher. She used to teach English in Italy. And now she's a full-time YouTuber, and I just think that she speaks really clearly. So maybe if you want to, like, if you're more into beauty and girly stuff, that's a great channel to watch. And she's a nice person, she has a great personality, love her. Met her a few times in person, she's just as sweet in person as she is in real life. And then I have a few that are like first, second generation Italians, like their parents are immigrants, and so they're the first people in their family to be born in Italy and have Italian citizenship probably. I like these guys because of course they give you another perspective. First of all, they show you that Italy isn't just like the stereotypical what you think, the Mediterranean light-skinned people with dark hair and dark eyes. There's Italians come in all shades and colors. Even the classical Mediterranean Italians come in all shapes of colors because back in the Roman times, when there was the Roman Empire, people came from all over the world to live in the Roman Empire or work in the Roman Empire or be slaves for the Romans. Even quote-unquote traditional Italians vary in skin tones, hair types, hair colors, eye colors. Italians themselves, traditional Italians. I'm just gonna like say that in air quotes and call it that way. I hope that's not offensive. Now we're seeing that there's another big wave of immigration and people are coming from all over the world to live in Italy. People are coming from Asia, people are coming from Africa, people are coming from South America, and so Italy is really starting to look like a multicultural society similar to France, UK, US. I mean, it's not there yet, but if you go in a big city like Milan, like people always ask me, oh, how could you move to a city that's like all white? How can you like stand being the only black person all the time? Actually, in Milan, I'm not the only black person. I have as many black friends in Milan as I have non-black friends. Like, it's really half and half. So I can't say that I know what it's like to be the only black person because Milan's pretty multicultural and I never feel like other. 20% of the residents in Milan aren't even Italian. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So these channels are first generation Italians that tell about their experiences. The first one I have on my list is Chioma. Chioma is an Italian girl that moved to the UK and now she lives in London. I believe she's studying there and she is, first of all, hilarious.
Ciao a tutti, in questo video voglio parlarvi delle differenze culturali e delle abitudini inglesi che mi hanno scioccata. Quando sono venuta qua in Inghilterra avevo un'aspettativa un po' diversa da come era.
All her videos are in Italian, but she's so relatable, she's so funny, she's so entertaining, and I love it. And she gives you like the experience of, it's a really common experience. It's the young people that grew up here, didn't feel like they have as much of opportunity here, and so they go to the UK to study and to work. And I just think it's so cool that now the Italian diaspora, which is huge, is multicultural, it's multicolored, it's multifaceted. There are neighborhoods in London. London has so many Italians and some of those Italians are black. And so you'll have like little pockets of Italians in London, little neighborhoods of Italians in London that are black and speak Italian amongst each other and eat pasta for lunch and have all these Italian tendencies, and they're black, but they're Italian. And so she gives you that side of the story, and she's just such a sweet girl and I love her channel. She's really funny, so you guys should check her out. Similar to Chioma, there is also Linda Okachi.
Ciao a tutti e bentornati sul mio canale. Questo diciamo che è il primo episodio della serie che ho deciso di creare. Vedete dal titolo, questa serie si chiamerà Crescere in Italia e ho deciso di guardare diversi aspetti. Volevo parlare solamente di cose negative tipo razzismo, bullismo, bla 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 bla. Basta. Questo non vuol dire che farò solamente questi tipi di video, però volevo annunciare l'inizio di questa serie.
Again, great channel, super funny. Afro-Italian girl that moved to London. Now I believe she works in London. I don't think she studies, but I could be wrong. She's pretty similar to Chioma's channel, but obviously they're two different girls. Her name is Abbia, but her YouTube channel name is BGLBM. BGLBM, and I love her because she's beautiful, she's gorgeous.
Grazie, benvenute o bentornate nel mio canale. Per chi non mi conoscesse mi chiamo Abbia e questo è il mio canale di Glam. Oggi vi farò vedere questo look in collaborazione con Estelle K Beauty.
She does like beauty videos and she also talks about her experience being in a mixed relationship in Italy. Her and her boyfriend, they're such a beautiful couple. They're so beautiful, they're both beautiful people. They look like statues.
No, troppo così, un po' di meno. Anche un po' di meno. Ma io non mi piace. Anche un po' di meno. Dai, anche un po' di meno.
Abbia. La negatività di Abbia.
L'ansia, la mia ansia, fortuna io ho l'ansia e siamo un'ora in anticipo e quindi anche gli imprevisti vanno bene.
I don't know, you gotta check out her channel as well. She is Black Afro-Italian, but she lives in Italy actually. All her videos are again in Italian, so you're getting the language, you're getting the Italian experience, but you're also getting the language. I wanted to like stick to channels that speak Italian because there's a lot of Italian channels and Italian YouTubers that try to reach a more international audience, and so their videos are in English. But I wanted to really put a spotlight on the people that speak Italian. Another one is one that I discovered recently, and her name is CeCeChiara, I think, and she is Chinese Italian. Like I believe her parents are Chinese, and she talks about like all the cultural difference between China and Italy and growing up here as a Chinese Italian person. And she's another hilarious one, and she's gorgeous, so you guys should check her out as well.
Hello everybody, benvenuti sul mio canale YouTube CeCeChiara. Oggi parlerò dei 5 stereotipi sui cinesi. Ovviamente non prendete tutto quello che dico alla lettera perché non voglio creare polemica, non voglio generalizzare assolutamente. Semplicemente mi piace parlare di questo topic, mi piace a volte sfatare i luoghi comuni, però da una parte comunque capisco l'origine di questi luoghi comuni, quindi non sto cercando di crocifiggerli, ma semplicemente di chiarire un po' alcuni, diciamo, concetti magari interpretati male, e va bene così.
Yeah, so those are the channels that I think you guys should watch. I'm also going to put in some other ones because I mean, of course, you guys know that I'm friends with like Matcha Latte and MissCreamyCreamy and Shanti, and there are other channels, but I guess I wanted to tell you guys about new channels that maybe don't have like so many subscribers but still make lots of quality content. I'm gonna leave a list of Italian channels that you guys should check out in addition to these guys. So I hope that this video helped you. I hope that you guys found a resource to learn more about Italy, more about the language, more about the culture, and yeah, so you guys don't just have to, you know, just watch me all the time. I mean, you guys could still just watch me. That's okay too. But anyways, yeah, I hope that you guys found this video useful, and like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one.